Everybody, we're going to do part of an SAT section, or it's a PSAT section. This is an old one. You can tell because they didn't just do A, B, C, D. They actually have an E part in it. These are extremely easy problems. We'll do the first one. X equals 1.38. What is 2x rounded to the nearest tenth? So multiply 2 times x, and that's going to be 2x. And we want to round this to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to multiply this 2 times 1.38. That's going to be 2.76. I'm just multiplying it in my head. If you need to do the multiplication on the side, do that. This is 2x, and we want to round it to the nearest tenth. So I want to see that the 7 needs to be rounded up to the 8. In other words, this number is between 2.7 and 2.8, and because it's closer to 2.8, that is our answer, and we move on. You'll notice that I like to write my letter next to the number. This is probably not going to be applicable anymore since they started doing stuff online. But I recommend that you do the same thing on your scratch paper so that you know what answer you chose. Number 2, calendars cost K dollars each, and notebooks cost P dollars each. How much does it cost to buy 6 calendars at K dollars each and 3 notebooks at P dollars each? Well, this is the cost. The problem being that none of these is exactly the same as this. Clearly, they must have done something, and in fact, they factored out the 3, and that leaves us with 2K plus P. And it is this first one, which is A. And moving on. Try and keep it nice and clear for you. Now with this one here, they ask me if the figure is reflected about line M, which of the following will be the resulting figure. I have a little trouble visualizing these sometimes. So what I did was I just reflected this point across, this point across, this point, which is up here, and this point, which is over here, and then I drew it. And we can see that it looks like that one right there. There are no other possibilities. This one is backwards, that one's backwards. It's definitely A, and I'm moving on. Number 4 is a nice, easy problem. It says that x is 2 plus y, and x is also equal to 3y. Well, they're equal to each other, so of course, you can think of it as substitution, or you can think of it as that they're both equal to x, so they must be equal to each other. And I am going to solve this by subtracting y from both sides. I'm actually showing the work. I know this takes longer this way, but I think it's important that you understand exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to divide by 2, of course, and y is equal to 1. Now, how can I check my answer? Well, isn't x equal to 2 plus 1? And x is also equal to 3 times 1. So, yeah, it's absolutely for sure. Whenever I have one I'm absolutely certain of, I put a star. If I'm very sure, I put 2 checks. If I haven't checked all the rest, and I really didn't, so there we go. Number 5 is a distance problem. They're telling us that between A and B is 7 units. And you'll notice that this line is y equals 2. This is the horizontal line, y equals 2. So clearly it's either 3, 2 or 7, 2, since it can't be either any of these. And 3, 2 is what it looks like. And is that 7 units apart? Well, there's 4 and 3 more. Sure enough, 3, 2 is our answer, and we're moving on. And I absolutely know it's not that one, so I would put a star. Number 6 is probably one of the harder ones. It says that which of the following expressions is greater than 1 if n is an integer greater than 2? Now, a lot of people are going to play with this, and they're going to think, try and do the math in their head or something. Again, if I were doing this online, I would write this on my paper. I would write choose an n greater than 2. Now, I told my students I picked 5. It makes no difference as long as n is bigger than 2. This is n over n plus 1, which is 5 over 6. That is definitely less than 1 because I'm looking for which one of the expressions is greater than 1. This one says 5 over 11. That's 2 times 5 plus 1 is 11, and that certainly is not greater than 1. And this one is 10, 2 times 5 over 6, which is greater than 1. Certainly looks like it's that one. Now, like I said before, time is of the essence. So what I would do is see, I'd put a check mark, and then I'd come back to it if I had time. There, and when I came back to it, I would actually do the other two. And this one is going to be 10. Be careful. N squared is 25 if n is 5, plus 1 makes 26. And clearly that's less than 1. And this one, of course, is 25 over 25 plus 1, which is 26. And again, less than 1. And there we have it. We're absolutely sure that it's C, and we can move on. Number 7. If July 1st falls on a Monday, oops, sorry, my bad. If July 1st falls on a Monday, then August 3rd of the same year falls on what day of the week? Now, what one student did is he actually created a calendar. I want to be very careful with these. I know you're thinking divide by 7, find the remainder, then figure out what happens with the August 3rd and all that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say July 8th. If I add 7, I'm going to be on the 8th. And then if I add 7, I'm going to be on the 15th. And if I add 7, I'm going to be 22. And if I add 7, I'm going to be 29. These are all Mondays. Mondays have 7 days between them. That's a way to think of it. If July 1st is Monday, so is July 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th. That makes the 31, 1, 2, 3. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The 3rd is on a Saturday, which is E. Now, I'm not absolutely positive, but I'm pretty sure, so I'm going to put 2 checks on that one. Number 8. This is the one that a lot of students want to skip. Never skip these. These are the easiest problems that you can imagine. Because this, a lot of students say, well, I don't know what that triangle means. This is what it means. I'm going to take the first number and multiply it by the second number. Then I'm going to add the numbers, and then I'm going to divide them. So I'm going to take 8 times 8 is 64, and then I'm going to take 8 plus 8, which is 16. And that happens to be equal to 4. And then I'm going to take 6 times 6, which is 36. And then I'm going to take 6 plus 6, which is 12. I'm just multiplying and adding. Sorry, I got my face in the way there. And 36 divided by 12 is 3. This is 3, and this is 4. And they have a difference of 1. Because it says, how much larger is this than this? And it has A, which is 1. And I'm pretty sure. A times B, 8 times 8 is 64, divided by 16 is 4. Remember, 4 times 16 is 64, and 36 times 3 is 12, yep. All right, number 9. Got a graph and a bunch of stuff going on. Let's see if I can make sense of it for you. Okay, it says the number of cars sold each month by Monica. She's selling a lot of cars there. Okay, according to the graph above, how many months from February, so we're going to start in February, to August, was the number of cars Monica sold greater than the number she sold the previous month? So we're going to start in February. So this month is greater than the previous month. So there's 1. This one is not. This one is, since this month is greater than that one. This one is, since this month is greater than that one. This one looks like it's even, so that's not it. And it definitely went down over here. So we wanted to find out how many months is it greater than the number the previous month? 1, 2, 3. C is 3. And there are 3 months between February and August where it increased. Her The number of cars she sold increased. And finally, number 10, when a positive integer n is divided by 5, which of the following cannot be the remainder? Well, if you take 11 divided by 5, you get a remainder of 1, because 5 goes into 11 twice, and you get a remainder of 1. Well, 5 goes evenly into 5. There is no remainder. So the remainder can't very well be 5. And we are done. I hope it made sense for you, and nice, easy 10 problems.